Hi Pisces, welcome to your reading for August 2019. Thanks for tuning in. So while I'm shuffling here, please take a moment to tune in, bring all your presence to the reading. I want to make sure that you get the most out of your time here with me. If you're new here, thanks for tuning in. My readings are full of lots of information and messages, so it's really worth your while to put aside anything that you're doing. Don't multitask at this time and just bring all of your awareness here. It's advised also to put headphones in so that you can really pay attention to the messages coming through and that you're not distracted by other things going on in the room around you. So tune in while I shuffle. Check in with your higher self. Ask your higher self to connect to my higher self so that we can create a feedback loop. That way any messages that you need to hear will be passed on through the reading, and you'll get precise messages that are tailored for you. So let's have a look at what is going on for Pisces during this time. Two aces and the Magician coming out in your reading. That's been something that's happened across a few of the readings this month for people. So there's definitely an energy I feel for the collective that is bringing about kind of changes that are bringing in energy of new potential and possibility for people to access. Let's see. You have in your reading a few major arcana cards. You have, as I said, the Magician and the High Priestess. So that's number 1 and 2 from the major arcana. And then you have number 7, the Chariot, and number 20, the Judgment card, as well as number 8, Strength, which is the crossing card in your reading. So let me tune in here a sec and I'll see what I can get for messages for you. There's also 2 9s here. 3, sorry. 9 of Pentacles, 9 of Wands, 9 of Swords. Okay, that's significant. Chariot is here with King of Swords. Magician reverse is actually with Page of Pentacles, and Priestess is with the Judgment card. What I feel is here for some of you is that there is some energy here around needing to change the direction that you've been heading towards in some area of your life, and kind of to redirect your energy in a different way towards things that you feel make more sense for you. I'll go into that a little bit deeper. Because you have here at the foundation the 6 of Swords. And I feel that this is giving a little bit of a description of how you may have been pursuing a specific channel of interest, or some kind of maybe moving in a certain direction that you felt was the right thing for you to do, or that made sense for you to do. But somehow there's some kind of like shift in circumstances here where you may be now actually just doubling back over and checking if that's actually really what is right for you. You know, maybe there's been a kind of, you maybe have had a start in something. You may have been you just at the beginning stages of something. That could be what these aces are here in your reading. I feel that it's not necessarily describing that there is a new beginning here for you, although that is actually also true. What I feel it's saying here is that you may have already just begun something, and now you might be having second thoughts about that. It seems like what you might have begun recently is, as I said, something that you felt made sense for you to pursue, or that was, maybe it was an offer that you received. You may not have necessarily gone out and sought for that specific thing, but maybe by circumstance an offer came to you and you may have taken that offer. But now you might be feeling like you might need to redress or seek a different path, or an alteration of the direction you've been heading towards, something that actually makes more sense for you. Because what I feel with the energy that is here is that you may be feeling a little frustrated with the circumstances that you're in. You could be feeling like this is not actually really the right alignment for you. It feels misaligned. It feels like it feels like what you're doing is leaving you feeling a little not just exhausted and like frazzled. There's a frazzled energy, a frustrated energy, but it's also affecting your confidence. It's almost like something that you've been tasked to do is not really totally suited to your personality or to your skills even, and it's making you feel a little frustrated or a little bit restricted, and maybe a little bit like your self-esteem is being affected somehow through that. So the Seven of Cups in the crowning card position, and also there's the Chariot here, which is number 7 from the Major Arcana. So those two sevens there, paired with the King of Swords here. Look at the two figures in these cards. I feel like there's something here about a kind of like a need for mental clarity with the King of Swords. A need for you to be more decisive in your direction, in your choices, just being a little bit more clear in the mind about what you're actually willing to pursue, and then using the energy of the Chariot, actually driving forward with a kind of one-pointedness and a clear, determined sort of focus, I would say. It's kind of interesting to see how the two characters in these cards kind of look alike. Similar energy. So here you have the Page of Pentacles with the Magician in reverse. Again, this kind of, I feel like I covered this in a way in what I already said. I feel like I've kind of given this reading basically. But what I'm seeing here is with the Page of Pentacles and the Magician in reverse, it's like, and this is in the hopes and fears quadrant of your reading. So you may have been feeling very optimistic and kind of excited about this offer. I feel like the Page of Pentacles and the Ace of Pentacles are kind of similar energy. So the Ace of Pentacles is that offer that I described a moment ago, where you may not have necessarily sought out a new opportunity even though you needed one, but something came to you. And that offer that came to you was kind of interesting and compelling, and you said yes to it. But now that you've been involved in it for a little while, you're seeing here that that actually may not be the correct way for you to channel your energy. It doesn't feel like a clear alignment. It's making you feel frazzled and frustrated and maybe even irritable, and that it's not, it doesn't make you feel confident somehow. It's kind of challenging energy. Now for some of you, that doesn't necessarily mean that you should stop doing that thing, or that you should give up on it, or that you should, you know, turn your back on it. It could just mean that you need to dig a little bit deeper and make yourself feel certainly clear one way or the other. If you're interested in that thing and you want to keep pursuing it, then it's about making the decision to do so, and then clearly saying yes to it in every way, internally, externally, and like basically your communication to the universe needs to be a little bit more clear and one-pointed. And if you do want to keep trying and keep pursuing that thing, then it's about being willing to kind of persevere and use discipline and willpower and activate your patient perseverance and practicing that thing again and again so that you can get better in it. If it's not what you want to do, if you feel like that this environment that you're in, or these skills that you're being asked to activate, or these tasks that you've been given to do, if it doesn't really suit you, if it's not necessarily what you feel is the correct use of your energy, then this is saying here that you need to evaluate and assess your situation, assess your resources as well, assess what you have to work with, and how you can divert the energy that you're experiencing to kind of create a better alignment for you, one which you feel is bringing you closer to the person that you want to be, that you want to express, in a way that gives you a sort of an illumination of your skills. The High Priestess here with the Judgment card is saying that there could be a need here for you to, as I said, it's either way. Like with this reading, how I'm seeing it is that for some of you, it's not about turning your back on something that's making you feel uncomfortable. It's about being willing to be uncomfortable and persevere through it, and develop skills in an area that you may be weak, in order to pursue something that is actually interesting to you, even if it's not necessarily something that you saw for yourself and went towards. If it's, you know, if you've received an offer from someone to do something that wasn't necessarily on your radar, but now that you're in it, you're finding it challenging. So it's either choose to dig deep and persevere and use patience and discipline to practice and get better, or it's about realizing that that's actually not the real expression for you, and you need to completely change direction and embody enough wisdom and foresight and courage to be able to say that that's not the right way for me and I'm going to choose something else, and redirect your energy in a way that's actually more suited to you. Like, let it be a process of elimination. Okay, it wasn't necessarily what you chose, but you went for it, then you've discovered that it wasn't quite a right fit for you. So don't keep suffering, right? Like, don't keep suffering in situation, circumstance, or a space of energy that feels how do I say that? If you're not happy, basically, if you're not happy, decide and choose for yourself what you can do to feel empowered in making your way feel better for you. But as I said, if it's something that it's not necessarily about you feeling uncomfortable to the point that it's just not the right thing for you. Maybe you're seeing that you're interested in this thing, but you need more skills and you need a little bit more time. Then you need to give that to yourself, and you may need to also communicate that to other people to help them understand that you want to persevere, you want to pursue, you want to continue, but you can see for yourself that you may not have refined enough talents and skills to actually meet the expectation of the person that's put you in that position, if you understand what I mean, right? So there could be something here for some of you about the need to communicate your feelings about the experience that you're having. For others of you, it's a quiet process where you're simply acknowledging that the situation you're in is not ideal for you, but that you want to break out of your comfort zone and pursue something that you don't know how to do or that you're not very good at, and cultivate greater skill in that area. The bottom of the deck, we have the 4 of Cups in reverse, 5 of Cups in reverse. Interesting. 6 of Pentacles and the 2 of Cups in reverse. This is telling me that this is saying for the people that I described there who are not really feeling the situation that they're in and they want to maybe jump ship. It's saying here that you did receive an offer from somebody, but that it's not quite what you wanted, and maybe you feel misaligned. Like, there's 3 cup cards here all in reverse, 4 with the 7 of Cups here in this position. So emotionally, this is not a satisfying situation for you, and you may feel, as I said, a little bit insecure about your position and not necessarily aligned with the circumstances or people or events or situations that you find yourself in now. And maybe it was simply about money for you at one point, just like getting remuneration. But it says here that you're not really in a position to accept the offer that you've been given. You don't necessarily want what you've been shown. You're not really in the position to want to continue to strive to fulfill an expectation that's been presented to you, I guess is a way of saying it. So what does this actually mean? I'm kind of talking in these very cryptic terms here. For some people it's a relationship, for some people this is a job, obviously. But I feel like I'm going to leave it there for the general reading. I feel like that covered basically the energy that I'm feeling for this time. Let me just check over and make sure I've got everything. The main things that are jumping out at me here is that if you did feel like you received an offer that you were interested in at first, but you're discovering that it doesn't actually quite suit you in a specific way, or it doesn't feel like a good fit, it's okay to change your mind. It's okay to walk away from it. It's okay to go in a different direction. In a way, that's actually what will help you reclaim some of your self-esteem and some self-confidence, if you can actually identify that what you've been pursuing or what you were offered that you accepted is actually not really exactly the right alignment for you. Being able to say that and express that and feel that and act on that is a huge expression of self-love. And it's you saying to yourself that you actually know yourself pretty well and that you understand that that's not really the right path for you. But be careful with that one again, that you, if what I said earlier applies to you and it's more about you needing to push through any self-imposed boundary that you have about certain types of things that you actually do need more development in, don't let that be an excuse for you to walk away from something that could actually be really good for you and that would help generate new skills and new talents and new confidence in you, because you're willing to push through some discomfort and move through into an area where you do need development, but that you actually require discipline and perseverance and practice to get better at. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's a fine line, and you need to be really honest with yourself about which side of the fence you're on with this one, and be really genuine about how you move forward with this, because you're only going to be cheating yourself if you walk away from something that's actually really good for you because you're too afraid of the work that you need to put in to actually get to the place that you know you can actually get to, or that the person who made you the offer can see that you have the potential for, right? If what I said earlier about you feeling like it's not totally in alignment for you, only take that option if that's really true. If that's really true. Don't cheat yourself on the opportunity to have a unique experience here where you get the chance to cultivate skills that you may not have otherwise the chance to do, right? So be really honest in this situation and choose your own adventure. Choose your own adventure. I'll leave that there for the general reading. So now we're going to go ahead and read your higher octave reading using the Voyager deck. I'm going to do the same holographic mandala spread. And the higher octave reading is designed to give a little bit more insight into what's happening on a karmic and spiritual level. It should help to describe the energies that are at play, the forces that are at play that we may or may not be able to understand or see. And it should hopefully also help to provide insight into how to best work with the energies that we have available to us to make the most out of the situation that we're in. So, bring all your presence to the reading while I shuffle. Send your energy over into the deck so I can get really clear messages for you. And let's take a look at the higher octave. Ace of Cups at the bottom of the reading now. So you have another ace in your spread. Six of Crystals. So this is the same card as you have here. Six of Swords. Six of Crystals. Crossed by the Empress. Seven of Cups. Woman of Crystals reversed. Six of Wands reversed. Sage of Wands. Four of Crystals. Woman of Wands. Two of Wands. Man of Cups. Six of Worlds. Nine of Worlds. The Emperor. And Seven of Crystals. Okay. What I feel is here with this spread, this energy of this spread is feeling a little bit like there's a lot of mental energy of there's a lack of clarity. In general, I would say there's a lack of clarity in this spread. There's a little bit of confusion. There is some uncertainty. There is some anxiety as well, I feel, in this spread. I feel like for some of you, you don't really know which option to choose. That, you know, like the description I gave in the first reading. So what I feel here, excuse me, what I feel is that there is definitely a need to tune into your own personality, I guess. There's energy here that's kind of describing the need for you to really actually study the self and go within. And there's also some energy here of describing a need to purify and almost burn away any energy that you feel that you may have kind of collected in your aura that's actually projections from other people. Like it says here, what I'm feeling is that you may be unclear about your direction or about your path or about how to move forward here and what decisions to make, because you're clouded. Your energy is clouded by the expectations and projections of other people onto you. And so I feel that there's a need here for definitely for some purification. I feel for some of you there's definitely some energy here about like father figure, mother figure, that, I mean, you have the Emperor in reverse, Woman of Wands in reverse, Sage of Wands here. I feel like there's something in your energy about other people's expectation of you. So I think that there's something there to be addressed at this time for people who can relate to this energy. If this is resonating for you, then begin to look at the things that you feel are You know, maybe look at the goals and aspirations that you have that may actually not really be yours. You know, there could be a need to kind of wipe the slate clean for some of you in regards to the things that you may have been pursuing, which are actually not necessarily your own genuine or authentic drives or passions. I think for some of you, there's a really strong need here to really understand your essential nature, like who you really are fundamentally. And setting aside, as I said, the projections and expectations that have been placed upon you by perhaps parental figures or teachers or people who are around you that are strong personalities. I feel there's some strong personalities around at this time that maybe it's almost a demanding energy. I feel some pressure, like demanding energy of like people who are placing their expectations on you. You have 2 7s in the reading, 2 6s as well. 3 6s, excuse me. There's a 6 of Wands here, 6 of Worlds here. And where was the other one? I'm getting confused. 7 of Crystals, 7 of Cups. Oh, here it is, the 6 of Crystals, 6 of Wands, and 6 of Worlds. All 3 are in reverse. So this is telling me there's a little energy that's disharmonious, if that's a word. I don't know if that's a word, but the 6s in the upright position is a very harmonious energy. It's very balanced and stable. It's very collaborative. It's very community, sharing, harmony, balance, all those kind of things. Seeing the 3 of these in reverse is definitely feeling like there is a lack of harmony and lack of clarity within you, and that there is a strong need, as I said, to eliminate and purify any projections that are acting on you that are the expectations of other people. But I feel like in order for you to be able to do that, you have to identify what those things are. There's also a little energy here of intimidation. Like, if you look at the color in these 2 cards, it's a kind of murky and dark energy. It's and it's actually the same. That's interesting. I didn't see that until just now. But you had the 7 of Cups in the previous reading in the reverse position as the crowning card, and it's the very same card in this reading as well, both reversed. This is telling me that, as I described in the previous reading, there is a really strong need here for you to begin to identify who you really are and what it is that you want to do and what you want to express, and overcome any uncertainty or delusion, or at least begin to address the places where you may be pursuing things that are actually not really your own choices, but that may have been, you know, thrust on you or projected onto you, or even if it's done out of kindness, even if someone, as in the previous reading, you know, as I was saying, there's someone may have brought an offer to you and you may have accepted that offer, but it may not necessarily be a true north alignment for you as far as what you are interested in or what your skills are. And again, as I said, it's a very fine line, and it's definitely an individual's choice to know the difference between whether or not walking away from something is the right thing to do given an uncomfortable situation, or whether or not discipline and perseverance is the right choice to make sure that you don't miss out on a very valuable opportunity that could be a way to grow and evolve in specific areas that you may not otherwise give yourself the chance to do. So be really careful about the decision you make here. Not that there's any right and wrong. It doesn't really matter. You can do whatever. You'll get to your lessons in your own time, you know. Like you'll grow in the areas that you need to grow in exactly in the moment that you're ready to do so. And if this is not the right moment for you to get that thing, if it's beyond where you feel like you're capable of stretching, don't worry, it's okay. You can change your mind. And you can try again another time. I think that's important to state. But what else I'm seeing here that I feel is very important to share with you is that I feel that some of you need to develop more trust in yourself. I think that you need to begin to make more choices that are based on doing, you know, what you feel is right for you, and not being afraid to do that, and not being afraid to get it wrong. You know, like you've got to try and practice that skill of not just learning who you are, but understanding what choices to make to move you and like strategically shuffle you around and through life to get you to the places where you feel is, you know, best alignment for you, or a good place to station your energy at certain times of life to kind of absorb the right information and energy to kind of cultivate a development and a practice of different things that you want to explore and experience, you know. And as I said, you can change your mind at any time. You can turn down offers that may be good for you right now if you don't feel you're ready for it, and trust that an opportunity will arise again, or you can create an opportunity for that again at another time when you do feel more capable and ready to actually pursue those things. If now is not the right time, if now you don't feel like you have the resources, or you don't have the patience or the perseverance right now, it's fine. You can trust yourself to make those decisions, and it's totally okay. It's totally okay. But the fundamental underlying energy of this reading is, again, self-confidence and self-worth. That's been coming up for a lot of the readings this month. I think there's decisions being made now that are really revealing and exposing exactly where each of us are in terms of that level, that our process of cultivating and developing more self-love. And the more you're able to become aware of that and actually do it as a daily active practice, it will continue to help bring you into more and more perfect alignment for your energy. If you are able to learn more to trust yourself, to speak up when you need to you know, do the thing that you know is right for you, to purify and eliminate obligation and projections from other people, and let go of baggage that's not yours to carry. All these things are expressions of self-love and self-understanding and self-care. And the more we practice that and the more we work on those things, the greater our wellness and health is. And then in turn, the greater we are able to be in service to others and be you know, a valuable and experienced member of society that has energy to share and to offer to others in the way of uplifting and helping others. So let's have a look at the bottom of the deck. Ace of Cups, Child of Cups reversed, Child of Worlds reversed, and Four of Worlds reversed. Pages here. What I feel is here is that there is an energy that's describing kind of what I just said, where there is a need here for a greater cultivation of self-love, of unconditional self-love, in order to give oneself permission to make choices that are right for you, in order to kind of create the change in your life that you need, to redirect the course of your path if you feel like the situation that you're in or the circumstances that you're in right now is not a totally good match, or is not a perfect alignment for you as far as the talents and skills that you have, or the ways that you want to express, or the things that you want to experience, right? So it's basically just another version of what I've been saying this whole time, where it's like learning about yourself is the greatest undertaking of any human experience. I think the more we get to know ourselves, the better inclined we are, the better position we are in to make healthy decisions, to work towards wholeness, to be able to best express our unique frequency that we are here with. So learn to trust yourself more, embody more greater self-love and compassion, to be able to give yourself permission to make decisions, to speak up for yourself, to change your mind, to communicate what you need to communicate to people if you feel there is some kind of unhealthy dynamic, or if boundaries is an issue, for example. That's one thing that's showing up here. So use this time to become more aware of the areas where any of those issues may be showing up for you, and start a practice of like being more empowered to communicate the things that you want to say, and to make decisions for yourself that you know are right for you. Okay, Pisces, I feel that's it for your reading. I'm just checking over here to make sure I have everything. Yeah, that's your reading. Thank you so much for watching, Pisces. It's an honor and a pleasure to read for you. I hope you find some things in there you can work with. Thank you for subscribing. If you haven't yet, please do, and hit the notification bell so that you'll find out when new videos have been uploaded, so you won't miss anything. Please like, share, and comment. It will really help me to get shown up in suggested videos for other people who are watching similar content on YouTube. So I'm asking your help to support me in growing my channel here. And yeah, playlist on the screen now for all the previous readings for Pisces. If you're new here, you can check out any of those from months gone by to see what we've been talking about for you guys for the last few months. There's also the playlist for all the other readings for the other signs for August. Click on anything that stands out at you. Don't mind if it's your sign or not. Just let your intuition guide you, and you'll find guidance and messages there that you need to hear if you do that way. Thanks again for watching, and I will see you in next month's reading.